My first startup as a founder failed miserably, and today we're going to dive into the nitty-gritty about what went wrong, what did I learn, what was my life like behind the scenes at the time, and how did that really allow everything to unfold as it did today. Hey guys, I'm Matt Salesio, founder of Hive Agency. I'm here with Meredith, and we're just going to dive into Meredith, you got to give them the topic today.
I spent 5 years building the wrong business.
Love it. Let's get into the nitty-gritty, man. Why not? Every founder fails. You gotta put it into public, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's okay. It happens to the best of us.
It happens to the best of us.
Okay, so take us into that chapter. What was like the original vision behind Revive Academy, and what did you really hope it would become?
Yeah, I think most people who don't know me, my first startup was in the wellness tech space. We had a SaaS product that would help companies really elevate the workplace morale and boost employee engagement and healthy mindsets and lifestyle and all that good jazz. And what was the question? How did it fail, or how did we start?
What was the vision behind it?
The vision behind it. Yeah. So I was a huge advocate for wellness and nutrition and all that good stuff. And I knew what impacts a healthy diet or getting into the gym or just helping with your mental health could really transform your life. I've seen some great transformations myself. So I wanted to build a platform that could literally just plug into any wellness or any company and then trickle it down for the employees as well. So I really wanted to really create a better way of living for our generation. That was the tagline. That was the mission statement for our wellness company at the time. And I don't know, I had big visions of like opening a charity with it, and then also just bringing it into other countries and adding in other layers of culture and food and all that good stuff. So I wanted it to be the go-to wellness platform for a lot of B2B companies or just companies in general. So that's where it started out. And we actually, believe it or not, we started with clothes. Revive, because it was Revive, that was the company name. And when one influencer reached out to me back in the day, he was the owner of a fitness brand. And he goes, "Hey man," because I was into the gym at the time. I still am into the gym, but I was much bigger back then. He goes, "Dude, you got some wicked content. Maybe you'd want to be an ambassador for us." And I go, "Oh my God, like I made it. I didn't even get out of school yet or college." I go, I'm rich.
Yeah.
Anyways, I go, "Send me the next steps." So he sends me all the details, and then it turns out like I had to buy my own clothes. And it was only like a 5% commission, and I had to promote everything. I go, so this sounds like a freaking scam. I told him I'm not freaking doing it. So I said no, and then that's when it started me to say I can do this myself, and that was like my first taste of entrepreneurship. So I started sourcing from overseas and building like a brand, and like first discovered what a freaking domain was, trying to build a website. That was in 2018, so a long time ago. Clothes didn't work out. There was some horrible logistical mishaps that I definitely added years to my life, or added gray hair to me. Yeah. So I got out of that as soon as possible, and then I got into the actual wellness and digital wellness through video programs and all that good stuff. So that's where it started, and then that's kind of where it ended up, and then that's when it all kind of just blew up in my face. So like a 3-step process there.
You were really passionate about it, though. I remember you always telling me, I'm working on Revive. I got this new course going. Like it was definitely a passion project. More than anything, would you say? I did see it becoming a full business. I think it's hard for people it's like the wellness space is hard. It really is. Nobody, like you were saying, nobody really wants to be told what to do, in the sense of like eat better or you got to work out more. It's more so like they're going to do it on their own time. And I think that was like you were so passionate about it, and you knew what works because it worked for you, it worked for other people. But I think, like you were saying, it's hard to get people to change lifestyle, make lifestyle changes unless it's on their own terms.
It's factual. And I also think just because when I started pitching to big companies, like I was just on the phone or sending cold emails, a lot of the pushback I got was, dude, like nobody gives a shit about this wellness stuff. Like I want to make sure like I'm in business next year. And it kind of just hit me. I go, I guess wellness isn't really quantifiable to a business owner or a CEO or an HR director. It's just like a nice to have. It's like a pill, or it's like a vitamin, not a pill. Yeah. So I got really discouraged. I ended up closing shop. Every entrepreneur says, "Oh, your first business fails." I was like, "Not mine. I'm gonna make it work." And I was like, "All right, we're down lots of thousands of dollars." I go, "Let's take a pivot here."
But you learned a lot through that process, right?
For sure, yeah.
So many things that I feel like propelled you in your next business that you have now, you would have been 5 years behind
Yeah, absolutely.
if you didn't at least try really hard with that one. You
Yeah,
know?
it still keeps you up at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that you're looking at the positive. That's good.
No, but it builds mental resilience. You know that you have the grit to keep going, even when people are shutting literal doors in your face or hanging up the phone on you or telling you, hey, people literally don't give a shit about what you're trying to sell us right now. So I feel like once you go through that and you keep pushing forwards, you can handle anything that comes your way.
Yeah, it gets easier. It still hurts, but it gets easier for sure.
Yeah. Because it's like your baby, you know? You love it so much and you know it can help people, but humans are humans, you know?
That's it.
All right. So I know we kind of touched on this a little bit, but just give me a short little synopsis. What were the signs that it really wasn't working? Like you were saying, people were telling you, people don't care about this stuff. My customers will not care about this. So when did you feel like you really started to accept that and said, hey, maybe I should close shop and try something else?
Well, my mom pointed out something that was really interesting to me before my first startup failed. She goes, your eyes don't light up the same way they did at the beginning talking about what you're doing. Everything just felt like a chore. I was upset. I was frustrated. And granted, when things aren't working in your business, the one that you built with your bare hands, you're going to be upset. You're going to be frustrated because you poured all this time and this money and this energy. You told people, this is what I'm doing. This is who I am, kind of thing. So I really started to just resent the business in and of itself, just any work, whether it was content creation or whether it was just doing sales or creating anything for it, really. I really lost passion. So that was like the first sign for me. I would also say I stopped learning altogether.
Yeah.
Like I'm a guy, I like to read. I like to listen to podcasts. I like to just consume knowledge and perspectives. And especially at the time in the wellness space, I was doing like nutrition podcasts and courses to further develop and all that good stuff. And I was like, I don't care anymore. Like, I don't care. It was almost like the business took me in, chewed me up, and spit me out. So yeah, I stopped learning. I stopped caring about what I was creating. And that's when I said, you know what, maybe I got to find something else. And yeah, I just really stopped trying after a while. So I think it naturally kind of pushed me out. I learned what I needed to learn in that first startup. And then it was kind of saying, universe, like, all right, you're on the way out here. And I still didn't know what was next for me. So I was a little bit lost. I go, I'm the wellness guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Everyone knows me as the wellness guy. So I didn't really know how to accept that at the same time. So I think that's why I stayed in it, even though I hated it. I think it was a slow push out the door.
Because I know this is what you're passionate about, or it's one of the things you're very passionate about. It's what you embody, physical health,
Yeah.
physical wellness and health, mental health, like all these different things. So how do you differentiate having a business about something that you're passionate about, but also understanding like, okay, this is also a business and I have to make money from it. Like, how do you not hate it after a while?
Yeah, every CEO and founder's golden question there.
Yeah.
It's even with the clients I work with, even like, let's say for content, as a great example, we have a lot of content services. They come in and they're not a content person and they're not a speaker. They say, I didn't start a business to be in front of the camera. I don't want that. Let's say I'm in tech. I like tech. How do I go and speak? For them, the way I explain it is, you came into your business with a passion and a purpose and a mission. Yes, also to make money, but I want to talk on that first, the passion and the purpose, and to solve a real problem. Keep that at the forefront because that's what helps you keep sustaining the business. Even when times are tough or even when you don't know, there's a lot of unknowns. That's what helps you keep going. So keep that in mind. But at the same time, like if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you're going to get into the business game, you're going to get into the startup game, you understand what you're getting yourself into. That just cut and dry, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
And there's no way to go about, I don't like accounting or I don't like getting in front of the camera. You got to do it.
Yeah.
This is your business. I was imagining Tate.
Yeah.
I was imagining Tate being like, hey, Andrew, I don't like making content. And then just thinking about what he's going to say to me, it's like, all right, I'll record. I'll get in front of the camera. So remember your passion and your purpose as a founder, but at the same time, like you're a founder.
Yeah.
People rely on you, your clients, your employees, your teammates, your investors. Get in front of the stuff you need to do and do it. No BS.
That reminds me because I have a friend who she started working for Serhant, like Ryan Serhant, who's like a really famous like realtor. He's got a like realtor business in New York City. They sell $1 million townhouses, apartments, anything like that. And I saw one of his like Instagram reels one day, and they were asking him like, how do you not, like burn out, or how do you not freak out? You got so many things going on. He's like, man, I got $2 million a month on payroll. Oh. I have X amount of people counting on me to send their kids through college and to send their kids to daycare and like pay their bills. I don't have time to think about that I'm tired or that I just want to like go do this or that instead, or I feel uncomfortable doing this today. I have so many people relying on me, and I just have to do what I have to do. And even if you don't have $2 million on payroll just yet, you still have yourself. You're relying on yourself to make your business work and to pay for your things. What if you have a girlfriend that wants to go out to dinner with you? Or what if you have a mom that you want to take out for her birthday? Like you have, or what if you want to go on a trip? You have things to rely on for yourself too. So it's like you kind of just have to do what you have to do. And that's it.
Period.
Yeah. That's all I have to say.
I love that.
All right. So there comes a moment. You're giving a free wellness talk. I remember you talking to me about this. So you're giving a free wellness talk. You're not really expecting much. You're just going through the motions. And walk us through the moment that like everything changed. There's the finance CEO. He asks you a question, and there's like a twist in the movie.
So it's kind of how I fell upon the business I have now. For context, back when I was doing my wellness business, I said, if I'm going to sell to B2B companies, I'm not just going to do a cold outreach call and ask for a sale. My initial thought was, hey, let me give a free wellness talk. They can see what I'm about. We'll build some rapport, a prior relationship, and then I'll go for the sale. So a little bit of a longer sales cycle, but I thought it'd be a little more warm. So that's why I started giving out free talks. Anyways, nobody was saying yes. But this one guy did. He goes, you know what, man, it's free. Come on in. Like, what do I have to lose? So I went in and I gave the talk and all this, that, and he ends up coming to me after the talk, or I think it was before, I can't remember. But at the time I was doing the Revive Effect podcast, and he goes, who produces your podcast? And I go, I do, I'm broke. Like, I got nobody to produce a podcast for me. And he goes, well, I'm looking to build my own podcast, and I don't know how to do it, or I don't know what agency to go and do it with. He goes, well, you do it. And I go, why not? Like, whatever, it's cash, I can make it work. And then I started producing podcasts. And then over time, another guy was like, hey, I want a podcast. Another guy said, hey, I want a podcast. So we started producing podcasts. And then it was way too much work. And I got so fed up with the process. It was so time consuming as well. But that was my first inkling into the fact that this guy works in finance and accounting, B2B, or even also B2C at 2 divisions. He understands the importance of marketing. He needed to get his voice out there. He wanted to build his personal brand. And that was my first footstep into the door. And then I entered this whole world. I go, this is a huge space. This is a huge space. And then I went down the rabbit hole of understanding how to build the personal brand. What were the essential elements? How did you do that online? How did you do that in person? And that's where we trickled into where we are now, where we just help B2B teams, tech teams, SaaS teams build that personal brand and generate those like GTM content marketing engines to help themselves get in front of people the same way that first person said, I want to do as well. So from what I was thinking, hey, it's just a crazy wellness free talk. This is going to be my big break to, hey, you're done here. This is the next part of your business. And that's how the Hive came to be. That's literally how everything started.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you expect that to happen? Or you were kind of just like, give me something else. Like, I need, universe, please, like, give me something else to focus on? Or was this like totally out of the blue for you?
It was way out of the blue. This was like my last Hail Mary at Revive. Like, if I can't break into the B2B space, I'm shutting the business down. But I think once I started producing that, and then the next person started coming to me, then the next person started coming to me. I'm a big spiritual man. I go, that's a sign I got to follow. So I just literally said, done, Revive's done. Yep. I'm on to the next. And I went full tilt into Hive, and then never looked back. Wow. Yeah. Crazy. It's the free talk.
It's kind of how you have to do things, though.
Yeah.
Things work out just how you needed to, even if it was free. Like, look how much you can make going forwards from a free talk.
It's got a funny way of working itself out. Most of life does, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So most people would have brushed that off. You know, you said yes. Why do you think that moment cracked something open for you? Like instincts, momentum, saying yes to the unexpected. Like, why was that such a significant moment for you in your entrepreneurship journey?
It's a good question. I never thought about why I said yes. It's a great question. You know what? I think it speaks a lot to my personality. I'm a big yes man to the point where I'm like, all right, I took way too much on. Like everything's burning to the ground.
Yeah.
So I think it was just a cool opportunity. And I was really looking to find a sustainable business or just make some extra cash at the time because Revive was not doing well. Like it had some highs, had some lows, but I was like at the tail end of a low. And I go, you know what? I can use it. I know how to produce podcasts. I know how to make content. I know how to redistribute. Like it wasn't hard for me to do. I could literally just fit myself in, no problem. So I think, when he came to me and we worked out a nice deal, I said, fuck it. Why not?
Yeah.
Like what else? And I think that's a lot of things in life too. The best things in my life came from when I was like, let's just do it. Let's just do it. And you can either relate this to entrepreneurship or to dating, to life in general. When you overthink, you just stay stuck in that little shell of what's known for you.
True.
So when you actually lean into it and say, let's see where this goes, that's where the magic really happens. As cliche as that is, but that's where, let's say your next client can come or your next investor can come or the next like partner for your life can come. If you say no to things, and I'm not saying you have to say yes to everything, but if you say no to things, you're blocking whether the universe or God or whoever you believe in to come in and give you the next step of your life or the answer you were looking for. So that probably had a little bit to do with it. A little bit of, hey, I need some cash, but also at the same time, like, I'll just produce this podcast.
Yeah.
It's just a podcast.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
You were also doing that for yourself for 5 years.
For free.
For free?
For free.
You weren't getting any money from that?
No.
But it was seamless. Like you were saying, it was a seamless transition for you. It's not like you had to start from scratch, learn something new. It kind of just worked perfectly. You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And also like saying yes to things, like you always tell me, if you try to control things or hold on or something, you're telling the universe like, I don't have that, right? If you're saying, I need more money or I need a better partner or I need a partner, you're telling the universe you literally do not have that. And then it's like coming from a need instead of just an abundance. So saying yes, you're just open. And what do you say? Like the less control you have, the more reward you get. Like the less work, the more reward, because you're just open, you're comfortable, you're allowing things to come to you that should come to you and kind of blocking off what isn't meant.
That's a good point, actually. It jogs my memory because I have a lot of founder friends who are entrepreneurs and business owners. But I have some women and some men. And I made a realization one day because a lot of my guy entrepreneur friends, I feel like we're all living the same life. We grind. It's hard. It's a lot of work, and you just got to push, and you just got to be a man, and that's how they operate a lot of business. But like, it takes so much. It takes so much to bring in a sale or bring in an opportunity. But then I looked at my women entrepreneur friends, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm getting featured on this news outlet. Oh, I just got this big, massive brand deal. Oh, we just signed a $40,000 contract," and I'm like, you guys are so calm and so peaceful. So I asked them, I go, what's your secret? And they go, oh, like I just set my foundations in place. I put out what I want to put out that's inspired and I take inspired action. And the universe just brings stuff to me. And I was like, what a phenomenon. I was like, what? Like, I can't even understand that. So I still think it's important to work. It's still important to push and strive, but you also at the same time, as a founder, as an owner, business owner, you got to allow opportunities. Go into the unknown because that's where a little bit of magic happens. I've seen it firsthand. I was like, you guys are making more money than we're making. I guess you guys have something going on there. Yeah.
So for all those years that you were first starting out in the entrepreneurship world, do you find that you were super controlling or super like, oh my God, I got to grind, and you weren't getting so much ROI versus now you're like a little bit less stressed. You put your systems in place with the GTM content engine and all these different pillars that you have, and your mental bandwidth has calmed down a little bit. And do you find that you're now getting more people reaching out to you to work together, or they're just saying, hey, I love what you're doing. Can I work with you? Or all these things. Like, do you find that that's been happening more?
Yeah, it kind of goes back to our conversation last night where I was talking about the lighthouse effect. Most people in business are trying to find something or get something or attract something. But think about it like a lighthouse versus a boat scenario. Does the lighthouse go to the boat or the boat goes to the lighthouse? The lighthouse just says, hey, I'm here. This is where safety is. This is where you can come. And then the boats follow. So I applied that to my business, looking at where I was at the beginning with my first failed startup to where I am now. I had to prove something. I had to get clients. I had to get views. I had to build this, get that. And now it's kind of like, this is what we do. Here's our marketing. We have some outbound sales. But if you don't want to work with us, I ain't chasing you. I'm not chasing you because the clients who do want to work with us are the ones that watch our content. They've pre-sold themselves on our blogs and our videos and our website. And they've had longer relationships with us versus me trying to push and strive and try to attract something and prove myself as a founder and as a business owner. So it's almost like it's like this detached energy. I got all the systems in place. I'm not saying I opened up shop and said, hey, maybe business will come. It wasn't like that.
Yeah.
You got the systems, you got the marketing, you got the sales, you got all the engines. Now come to me and be detached about it.
Yeah.
Like that one client I told you the other day. Normally, we've been going back and forth. I think I've been going back and forth with this client for like 2 months. Just working out deliverables, scope of work, blah, blah, blah. I normally would have been on this client's or this prospect's ass. Hey, did you want to sign? Hey, what about this? Hey, blah, blah, blah. Just annoying the shit out of them. I told him, I was like, look, ball's in your court. If you want to work together, great. If not, I mean, there's a million other people in this world.
Right.
Choice is yours. They just signed. I didn't reach out to them for 2 weeks. So as most founders will, or like a lot of guy founders will try and push and strive and attract, my systems are in place. I'm the lighthouse. You come to me, period.
Hands off.
Hands off, man.
I gave you everything you need to work with me. It's now up to you to decide.
That's it. Yeah. Those clients are the best too.
Yeah.
If they just come to you and there's no friction or pushback or anything, you'll have a longer relationship. It's the one where you're chasing or you're convincing. Sales shouldn't feel like that. Sure, you might need to push them over the edge a little bit, but if you're doing everything in your power to get them on, too much. They're not going to be a good client.
Also, I feel like if you give them all the information and they're really going to be a good client and want to work with you, they will take the time. Like you said, you didn't reach out to them for 2 weeks. You gave them their time to look you up, see what you're doing, actually build trust with you without you having to shove it down their throat about what you're doing. And they were like, hey, you actually know what the fuck you're doing. Let's reach back out and work with you. Like it's totally detached, like you were saying. And I feel like also people say this in dating, like the more detached you are, the more related to the outcome, detached with the outcome, the more things work out for you. That's like what happened with us. We both were not looking for something and it just kind of fell into place, you know? That's how business should be, I feel like. You do have to push. Sometimes you got to push. Nobody's going to just come to you because. But like you said, hands off and like the right people will come want to work with you.
Beautifully worded.
Yep. All right. So I just have one more thing because I'm very curious about this. There's a founder listening right now, might be you, and they feel like they're building the wrong business, which can happen quite often, especially in the early days. What would you say to them? What would you say as somebody who not necessarily built the wrong business, but it didn't work out for you in the long run?
I would say 2 things. And I struggled with this when I built a business that nobody wanted the first time. Talk with your ideal customer and then talk with your prospect. Have open conversations consistently with them because then you'll really know if you did build the wrong business or if you just got to slightly pivot. Because most of the time, and I'm guilty of this too, is I'll just keep building and creating and testing. But sometimes you just got to go directly to the source. Do you like this? Yes or no? Would you pay for this? Yes or no? And from there, you actually understand what you're doing well, what you need to change, what you should have done differently, or if like this is just really not a good product market fit. Most of the time, we just don't do that as founders. We just get so deep in like the ops, okay, the sales, blah, 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 blah. Don't forget about the person you're selling to.
Yeah.
Don't forget about them. Have the conversations. What do you struggle with? And this is another point. If you ask people sometimes, yes or no, would you use this? Or what do you think about X, Y, and Z? They'll usually give you a BS answer. Most people don't know what they're looking for. I got this from Steve Jobs. He was like, if you ask a person, or if I asked somebody if they wanted an iPod, they would have said no. Because it didn't exist to them. They would have said, I would never use that. However, if you ask them, hey, do you like your Walkman? Why, yes or no? If you had to change anything about the Walkman, what would you change? X, Y, and Z. And then you take all of that data and then you mold your offer. And so for him, he took all that and he made the iPod. He didn't just make the iPod and said, hey, do you want this? He understood that people will say what they're struggling with, what they hate the most, what they really want. And then from there, see how your business fits into that. So that way you don't build the wrong business like I did twice.
And it's also like how you brand what your service is, right? Like I saw this picture, speaking of Steve Jobs and like the iPod. I don't remember exactly what the first part was, but the second part was like, instead of saying this of how to market, it's like he branded the iPod as 1,000 songs in your pocket. There's like a way to speak about it. And then like you were saying, would you want this? And they're like, I don't know. But if you're like, you want 1,000 songs in your pocket? They're like, duh, instead of having to carry around CDs or like a Walkman or whatever, you know? So it's really, I love that you say that, like literally ask them directly, would you pay for this? And they'll be like, no. And then you can go, okay, how about, let me go back to the drawing board and see what else would work instead. So I've seen you do that a lot and I feel like you're at a really good point now.
Thank you. Yeah, well, even like, this is the last thing I'll say on the point too, is like if I meet somebody at an event or a networking event and I'll tell them about what I do and they got pushback. I don't get defensive. Normally I'd be like, oh, you're wrong. My business is so good. I'm like, tell me a little bit more about it. Tell me what's good, what you don't like, and all that good stuff. So be open to a little bit of criticism. I think every person in business knows like there's a lot of criticism. Nobody's shy and enough to give that out. But hear people out. Just hear people out.
Well, thank you for talking with me today. This was pretty cool to see where you went 5 years ago and you built the wrong business to now you're just like humming along on something that you're passionate about, but also really will help business owners.
No, I appreciate it. And the questions were great.
Yeah.
Audience was great. And folks, we'll see you next time on Behind the Hive.